This is the final video in the seasonal holiday series for Blender Challenge that I've done. Of course, the challenge is still ongoing and will go on for about another week. And then I'll do a video showcasing everybody's renders who participated in the challenge. But I wanted to just wrap this up now for you. I've done 5 videos here. 3 of these were modeling, and then this one was modeling and texturing, and then this one was just texturing. As I went along, I made some changes, so the final images that I'm going to show you may differ somewhat from this. But as usual, I wanted to document the process of going from the very beginning to pretty much to the end. All right, so these are my images. They're done in Eevee, and this is what they've turned out to be. So this, of course, the seasonal holidays had to include some kind of seasonal items, models, whatever. And what I've got in my scene is, and you may not be able to see it that well here, but this is a Star of David hanging on the space booth wall. These objects are dreidels. I showed you how to model them in the first video, but then I changed them to be somewhat sci-fi and with the emission here. But these are the Hebrew letters on them. And there is a card here, a festive card, a Hanukkah card as well. And I believe those were the 3 main things. Of course, there's a picture of my family here actually sitting in front of the Christmas tree because we celebrate whatever we want to. I started out, after making the dreidel and starting with the space booth, I was kind of inspired by the Fallout games, in particular Fallout 4. But along the way, I was also influenced by Alien Isolation, that amazing game, Aliens movies, and then later on, Wolfenstein, and in particular for these final images, Doom, which Doom 3 anyhow, which I found as a very stark sort of lighting and sort of very dark and gloomy. And so I wanted to go for that as best I could. All right, so I'll walk you through some of these images. I think I've got 7 of them here. All right, so another one just showing the booth, and it's going to be a lot of repetition here. We've got the dreidels, we've got the seat, which changed a little bit from what I showed you initially. Some speakers there, the lights, we modeled those together. The switches of some sort here, some other pieces around, as well as the escape hatch at the top and the cushions at the back. We've got an intercom here connected to the monitor, and there you can see the Star of David. There's a couple other things underneath. So, like I said, I was going for kind of this grungy, sort of sharpened but ominous lighting. This one in particular didn't necessarily do it, but that dirty kind of Doom look. I mean, that's the thing that strikes me the most when I look at this, and that's not a bad thing. If you could achieve something like the Doom stuff, I think that would be a good direction. I think I'll go in that direction a little bit more as well. Anyhow, here you can see just another image from that, and a front view. We've got the canisters here. We've got the fan with the pipes wrapping around. We've got some wires sticking out. The cabinets underneath the seat, the card, the lights, the Star of David. You can see a bit better. And again, these are not supposed to look overly realistic and really clear. It's kind of a gloomy, almost over-sharpened kind of look to it. All right, and I'm just experimenting with different colored lightings because I thought that suited the theme nicely for what I wanted to do. All right, some of this stuff is texture, and some of it is actual geometry. And if you can't tell which is which, then that's good. All right, there's the final image. I mean, there's not too many angles that I can show you the small booth in. But anyways, that's the end of this modeling and texturing series. Like I said before, the challenge is still going on, and there's some excellent renders in that. Some of them are space related, and some of them are a little bit more down to earth Christmas type things, and they're maybe more pleasant to look at. So I will be showcasing those renders in a coming render review video for this Blender challenge. And then we'll spend a little bit of time doing other things, and we'll do another challenge. It's all for fun. Anybody can join, beginners, intermediate, whatever, and you just post your whips along the way, and people comment. They're very nice. Maybe give you some ideas if you need them. And then you go all the way to posting your final renders. If you did come by it at the beginning of this, I hope you liked the final result. And I very much appreciate you having some interest in what I'm doing here. I'm really kind of experimenting and just brainstorming along the way, getting inspiration from this or that, and trying to sort of do my own thing. And I very much appreciate having you around, coming by to my videos, whether it's these longer series or the quick one video type things. I plan on doing more of that in the coming year. It is New Year's Eve of 2024, and I want to thank you for all the incredible support and encouragement, the constructive and kind and helpful things that you have said to me over the past year, the way that you have continued to come back to the channel and use whatever I've got to hopefully to better your modeling or your texturing. You have given me something to do with the limited time that I have. When I left high school teaching, I struggled for a while, wondering how I would be able to continue to contribute, to teach, to just to have an influence, to have a voice. And I had started doing a little bit of Blender back then, but not very much. And then especially when my daughter was born, which was really just about 3/4 of a year after I retired from teaching, and I switched to Blender from doing music, I really found something that I enjoy tremendously, and has given me the opportunity to continue to talk to you and to feel like I am contributing in some way. And I want to thank you for giving me that second home and for making me feel successful in what I've been wanting to do. And I have no plans to stop anytime soon. It may be more of the same. It's hard to grow and change and evolve, but I, started out texturing in Blender and not very well, and then incorporated Substance Painter after some time. And I know that cuts some viewers out, and I'm sorry about that, but many of you have picked it up and have, I guess, used some of my videos as inspiration and maybe a few tips along the way, and I've seen some of your incredible work in Substance Painter and Blender. So there is some growth. I plan to bring in Substance Designer in the new year more and more. I've done a very little bit of that on the channel. But of course, each time I move to something like that, I feel like I cut out another section of my audience, and that's why I haven't used a lot of add-ons. I use some. I've been contacted by a few companies offering me the add-on if I would use it and promote it, but I've hesitated, even when I've been offered stuff for free, because I know it will cut people out. And as much as I would love to use ZBrush in the pipeline, or ZBrush, whatever you'd like to call it, in the pipeline or workflow, and that would be more approaching, I think, a somewhat standard workflow for creating game assets. I'm not particularly doing that, but I think if I was using a good modeling program like Blender, or if you were using Maya or Max, and you had incorporated ZBrush and Substance Designer in particular, and perhaps Substance Painter, you would have quite the powerful workflow. but ZBrush is very expensive. You might be able to get it if you're a student. And also I realized that yeah, not everybody can use it, and it's another learning curve. I had a version of ZBrush many years ago that I bought when as it was just starting out, and that's very very old, like I don't know, 20 years, more than that. So anyhow, we're doing what we can with the tools we have, and that's what I love to do. And if I come up with something, then I try to share it. So if you're using Substance Painter, which really is somewhere between $150 and $200, you could spend that same money on going out for dinner and then buying a new pair of jeans or whatever, and a few other things, and then if you don't do that, you buy Substance Painter. It's incredible, and it's a professional level software, and it's used in games like Uncharted and Fallout and Wolfenstein. However, the big brother or big sister is really Substance Designer, node-based thing. And so I do plan to continue to use those, but of course the heart of it all is Blender, and that's why we are here, I think. And I am learning slowly, and I'm still stuck on an old version of Blender, but it does what I want it to do. It allowed me to create this with just, I guess the only add-on I used was UV squares for straightening UVs, and that's it. And so I'm happy with that, and I hope you are, and I hope you'll continue to come back and subscribe if you haven't. And in particular, what I'm looking at when I do a video is how many views do I have, and how many likes. And not everybody wants to click that button maybe and have that record, but that really means a lot to me, because you could land on my video and just go away or watch the whole thing and not like it, and that would be really tough for me to take. I mean, the odd video is one thing, but if people didn't like what I was doing, I don't know that I could continue. I probably would try to. So knowing that you like it means a great deal to me. So thank you for liking what I'm doing, and for telling me so, and for coming by over the past year. And I want to wish you all a fantastic, happy, and healthy 2025 with lots of modeling and low poly counts. And I look forward to doing more for you. Take care, and see you again soon.